stay out of the sun. In Arizona, they do all of their road construction at night. And around the world, we're going to have to start doing some similar things and changing our ways. But until we all acknowledge and admit, yeah, it's too hot, we all need to go to some of the protocols that Arizona has had in effect for a long time. During that transition, while people are still in denial, they'll say, well, it's just a little sun. What are you, a pussy? We've always been in the sun. It's the same sun it's always been. Get a little suntan. No, it's not just a little sun. It's a lot of sun. You get as much radiation in 5 minutes now as you used to get in 5 days. It's not the same sun we've always been under. Those people that are in denial, arrogance combined with ignorance is a lethal combination. Do not submit to the peer pressure when they say, what, it's just a little sun. Acknowledge, no, it's not the sun you're used to. We are in a new environment. Some people don't know yet, and they're going to find out the hard way. I've recently referenced a movie called Code 46, where the sun was no longer bearable, so everybody went about their business at night and then slept during the day indoors in the air conditioning because you couldn't go out during the day at all. This is also in the movie Knowing, where he sticks his arm out the window and gets an instant sunburn. We're there.
I'm ready. Ready for the big ride, baby.
Explain. They try to put a bunch of excuses together, but they're having these breakthroughs now, much like was in Spain, that overcharge those solar panels that cause the power outages. Well, if this light pink had been over a solar facility, that exact same thing would have happened. Maximum possible output of the panels due to an amperage and overproduction because of intense UV striking those panels. Now, they put it down here. They're rolling at influencing health, agriculture, and environment. We're going to give you the best guess. They don't understand exactly how, when, or where. But I guess that's just the changing world.
And going from jumbo hail to staticky fishing poles and fishing lines. Check this out. A young man was at a pond fishing the other day when all of a sudden something very bizarre started occurring.
So we're out here catching crappie, me and Jordan. Look at this. There's so much statics in the air. That's starting to hurt.
Isn't that wild? Are you serious right now? That video was taken by Brandon McConnell. Check that out. This is in slow motion. I zoomed in on it a little bit closer. Sure enough, static jumping off of his fishing pole that had a line in the pond right there, that body of water. And it makes you wonder if that has something to do with the flashing lights that we've been seeing all over the world. Like the sky is so full of rogue static electricity that maybe it's triggering these lights to malfunction. Check out this. Guys, welcome back to another video. It looks like NASA has finally sounded the alarm. Over here at sustainabilitytimes.com, article goes on to say NASA sounds the alarm as massive planetary anomaly detected spreading worldwide, traced to unknown forces beneath the Earth's crust. NASA's latest research into the SAA, the South Atlantic Anomaly, reveals a growing region of weakened magnetic field over South America and the southern Atlantic Ocean, posing significant risks to satellite technology and prompting urgent scientific investigation. So once again, NASA has sounded the alarm as this area of weakened magnetic field is getting bigger and it's spreading to the northwest. So in a nutshell, here's what they're saying, that this anomaly down in the South Atlantic Ocean is getting bigger, it's drifting to the northwest and splitting into two lobes, increasing hazards for spacecraft and could be causing unknown system malfunctions with spacecraft, satellites, and possibly other things around the world, like with the mysterious flashing lights that we've been seeing now since November, and they're still continuing to this day. I have an update today to share with you guys of reports that have been sent in from the Northern Hemisphere, the Southern Hemisphere, Eastern, and Western Hemispheres. This is a map just for today's videos right here. I wanted to show you guys the wide range of this mysterious phenomena that's sweeping the Earth. So once again, NASA sounds the alarm about an anomaly anomaly detected in the Earth's atmosphere. Could this same anomaly be influencing these mysterious lights that we've been seeing flashing all around the world? Today's map here right now as I do this video, and right now we're in the middle of a minor geomagnetic storm from a co-rotating region. Hopping over to the Yellowstone.
So all three of those clips are related to the Earth changes that we're going through, from the guy who shows static electricity is in the air so much that he's arcing off of his fishing pole on his finger, to this extreme UV that they don't really know the cause of, and the South Atlantic anomaly that's breaking off into two pieces and growing in ways that it never has. The South Atlantic anomaly is a place where the magnetic field has a hole in it. When satellites pass over, they have trouble keeping their bearings. Their compass starts to go wonky and they don't know which direction north is because the magnetic field is missing right there. It's a hole in the magnetic field, which lets in solar radiation, which is what they said when they were discussing that, is that it's a threat to technology going over. It's radiation that not only lets in UV, but also electrically charged particles, which could be why we see the fluctuating lights, the plasma fire, the guy arcing off his fishing pole, these electric wildfires. And a few years back, in 2019 and 2020, Mr. MB3 would show us a UV reading every day. And on a regular basis, it was in the high to extreme region, UVA and UVB, and then he'd show you the UVC reading and always say you should only get UVC readings in the Arctic Circle. Anywhere outside of the Arctic Circle, UVC at ground level should always be 0. And then he would show you, using his meter, he's filming himself while he's pointing this meter at the sky and showing you what the readouts are. And he was always picking up UVC and telling you that should be 0 except for in the Arctic Circle. Why not in the Arctic Circle? Because that's where the magnetic field dips back into the Earth and allows that solar radiation to penetrate. We have that solar radiation penetrating to ground level, catching UVC readings for many years now. Now, Mr. MB3 only showed those UV readings for 2019 and 2020, and he did it almost on a daily basis. You can go back and find those videos right now very easily because he did it pretty much on a daily basis. And I will refer here to the Solar Radiation Mitigation Program, that is what most truthers know as chemtrails. 7 or 8 years ago, Mr. MB3 uploaded a video showing very technical diagrams of what these particles are made of. 50% aluminum, 50% copper, to diffuse the radiation, to help our magnetic field as it's weakening and not able to do its job. And if you're interested, which most truthers aren't, because that's their pet theory, and when you tell them, no, they're not trying to kill us, they're actually trying to help us by propping up the magnetic field, shielding us from the solar radiation that's otherwise going to make us go the way of the dinosaurs. That's what Mr. MB3 told you in that video he uploaded 7 or 8 years ago, showing you the truth about the chemtrails, and then he put it on private about a year ago. He decided that information was no longer to be given to the public. It was one thing when he was showing you 8 years ago, and it was still a theory of what could happen in the future, just one guy's concept. But now that we're in the thick of it, it's not worth the panic that it could cause if people catch on and realize that's what that is. Solar Radiation Mitigation Program with those nanoparticles of metal. That's why it's always in front of the sun. All of you have noticed that, yet you still think they're just trying to poison you. But you always notice it is right in front of the sun that they lay down these thick trails, and people that have latched onto that as their pet theory, and that's how they get to claim the victim and play the hero for announcing to everyone that they're trying to kill us with chemtrails and you're saving all the poor victims. When you tell them you're not a victim, there is no villain, and you're certainly not the hero for telling people that they're poisoning us, and you show them that's a solar radiation mitigation program. They really don't like that. Link is in the description to the video titled There's gold in them there clouds, where just a month or two ago, Mr. MB3 puts out a different video about the chemtrails, telling you maybe they're mining gold in the sky. He doesn't believe that. He believes his theory that he put out 7 or 8 years ago that's no longer available to the public anywhere on the internet other than this channel, because he retracted that. He revoked that. You're no longer compatible with that information considering the circumstances that we are in right now. Link is in the description if you'd like to see the truth about the chemtrails and the solar radiation mitigation program, and the diagrams that he put forth were not just one man's theory. They were very specific diagrams of these nanoparticles, how they work, the positive, the negative, the aluminum, the copper. That's not a theory. That's a operating understanding. In 2021 and 2 and 3, he didn't show you UV readings. He showed you the genetic mutations of everything from strawberries to sunflowers, tomatoes, vines that were all fused together, carrots, bell peppers, and clovers. It's said to be lucky to find a 4-leaf clover because most of them, 99% of them, are 3-leaf clovers. He was showing you multiple people sending him videos of 5, 6, and 7-leaf clovers that were the size of your palm. And not that they picked, and they had handfuls of these clovers the size of your palm with 5, 6, and 7 leaves. And they showed you them while they were still in the ground. They didn't walk around over a square mile and collect all the different anomalies. They pointed their camera at the ground and showed you, look, there's one, there's one, there's one, all growing right next to each other with 5, 6, and 7 leaves on them and the size of your palm. We know radiation creates genetic mutations. I hope Jay Dreamers is right, that we all get some sort of X-Men superpowers from the radiation. But we're definitely in the environment now where the magnetic field is caving in and breaking up. There's electricity in the air. These electric wildfires that I've been calling plasma fires are all part of the same process that's going on right now. Whether it's the South Atlantic anomaly, my dad told me like 20 years ago that they have the term South Atlantic anomaly and the Super South Atlantic anomaly. The South Atlantic anomaly is the place where the magnetic field has always had a hole in it right there where satellites passing over would have trouble maintaining their bearings. And then it started expanding and they refer to the new larger area that has these problems as the Super South Atlantic anomaly. And now we're in a whole new level where guy's finger is arcing the electricity off his fishing pole. And Adapt 2030, that first clip we watched that we're looking at the screenshot of right here, talking about the high UV in India that they can't explain. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description if you're not familiar. He has a very good balance of the esoteric knowledge, and he's very grounded in the economics and the earth cycles, and he's got his head in the clouds and his feet on the ground, which is a rare combination. He has struck a good balance. I suggest subscribing to his channel. My point was, he suggested the idea that that power outage in Spain may have been due to solar panels receiving this high UV and thus overcharging. But when the magnetic field has a hole in it, it doesn't just let in UV radiation, it lets in these highly charged electrical particles, electrons, protons, muon particle radiation. Those are all electrically charged, not requiring ultraviolet to hit a solar panel and supercharge the solar panel from the ultraviolet light. Everything is getting supercharged. Along with the UV radiation is this electric radiation that's coming in. This is why we're seeing the fluctuating and flashing lights all over the place. Lights that aren't even connected to the power grid. Solar lamps. Headlights on cars. Lights that aren't connected to the power grid, so it's not an overcharge within the grid. It's an overcharge in the air, riding on the magnetic field. The electromagnetism is in the air around us, not just overcharging power lines. That's why you're going to have these health effects. It is going to affect you mentally and emotionally. There's no way around that. You're in an environment unlike anything we've ever experienced before. And I've said it before. Stay out of the sun. In Arizona, they do all of their road construction at night. And around the world, we're going to have to start doing some similar things and changing our ways. But until we all acknowledge and admit, yeah, it's too hot, we all need to go to some of the protocols that Arizona has had in effect for a long time. During that transition, while people are still in denial, they'll say, well, it's just a little sun. What are you, a pussy? We've always been in the sun. It's the same sun it's always been. Get a little suntan. No, it's not just a little sun. It's a lot of sun. You get as much radiation in 5 minutes now as you used to get in 5 days. It's not the same sun we've always been under. Those people that are in denial, arrogance combined with ignorance is a lethal combination. Do not submit to the peer pressure when they say, what, it's just a little sun. Acknowledge, no, it's not the sun you're used to. We are in a new environment. Some people don't know yet, and they're going to find out the hard way. I've recently referenced a movie called Code 46, where the sun was no longer bearable, so everybody went about their business at night, and then slept during the day indoors in the air conditioning, because you couldn't go out during the day at all. This is also in the movie Knowing, where he sticks his arm out the window and gets an instant sunburn. We're there.